Disruptors and curious minds, welcome to Thinking on Paper, the technology podcast for those who think. We're doing a reaction video. The plan is to go live for the Artemis launch, and we need to do some prep for that. So we've decided to choose Philip Johnston's TED talk on data centers in space from San Francisco from October of 2025.
So are we, this could go one of two ways, friends and neighbors. This could be something really cool, or it could be a bad version of Mystery Science Theater 3000. So maybe somewhere...
It's not going to be bad. It's Philip Johnston in a leather jacket and white trainers on stage at TED talking about data centers in space.
He looks good. He looks sharp. Yeah, he looks sharp.
He does look sharp, doesn't he? He looks like he's been shopping at the same shop as Mr. Nvidia.
Yeah, a little. He does. He is giving a little Jensen vibes right here.
I like Jensen. The trainers. I like the trainers.
All right, let's. Yeah, let me get this where it needs to be here.
The beginning.
The beginning.
Do we need copyright something for this? Are we allowed to do this? Are Ted gonna kick us off YouTube?
Hey, I'd rather. Yeah, let's ask for permission later, man. All right.
You're taking something out of the OpenAI playbook there, Jeremy.
Oh, definitely not the OpenAI playbook. No, I don't want to be associated with that one. All right, here we go.
This time next week, I will be at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Base, nervously awaiting the launch of our first spacecraft. Much about that setting will be different from this one, but there are a few things that will remain the same. For example, like now, in a week's time, I will also be hoping not to crash and burn.
Oh, come on.
And
so, a little dad joke there. That's okay. That's okay. But
I like that.
Can you imagine though, Mark? You're on stage, number one. You see the TED timer down there, 14:39. You've practiced your stuff. You're ready to roll. But you're also like, holy crap! I'm getting ready to like put something into space that has never been put into space before, and you have that kind of resting in the back of your mind too. That's a lot to think about.
Yeah, and being on stage at TED, it's a big gig, isn't it? There's going to be some nerves. There's going to be some. You got to start with a joke, don't you? So
yeah, 21 seconds in, we get a dad joke. So I love it. Good job, Philip. Off we go.
Like now, in a week's time, I will again be wearing my same lucky underpants. That's not a joke.
Two dad jokes.
So what about the spacecraft next week makes it so special that it warrants a rare second weekly appearance of said undergarment? It's because it will be the first time that anybody has tried to launch an AI data center to space. More specifically, we will be the first to launch the Nvidia H100 chip to space, which is about 100 times more powerful GPU or AI compute than has ever been in space before. In fact, this spacecraft is the first step in a much larger vision to build almost all data centers in space. And today I will make the case for this idea. The idea that the abundant energy and cold temperatures in space will soon mean that it makes much more sense to build data centers in space than it does to build them on Earth.
All right, let's stop right there. So we are the date today is February 5th. Since October, some pretty key individuals have been echoing the same sentiment that Philip has said back in October, and also what was previously echoed by Gerard O'Neill to a certain extent back in the 70s, that we could make use of space.
The groundswell for space-based data centers since October has been monumental, and it's all down to two men, Philip Johnston and Elon Musk, who it is at October time he started tweeting about this. And sometimes tech Twitter feels like a game of who can impress Elon Musk the most, and as he posted about it, there's just this surge of, yes, we're going to put the data centers in space, data centers in space, data centers in space. Nvidia on board, as he said, the H100 chip is up there. The one thing that I just keep pushing back on me is, we're going to put all the data centers in space. Have you seen what they're building on the ground?
It's one of those things. It's a mindset thing, right? Yeah. We're in micro test mode with this. Yeah. We're in not minimum viable product, but we're in like minimum viable test, right? And we're kind of proving this model.
Do you think Philip would agree with that? What you just said?
Well, think about it. You can't put like a megawatt of IT load into space right now that has 2 megawatts of power and cooling load to support the 1 megawatt of IT load, meaning the compute. You can't just.
What can the H100 do? What's this? The Nvidia H100. There's one. What can it? What are we looking at? Do you know?
Chip by chip, I'm not sure, but it's a very small processing load compared to like what the terrestrial data centers are doing today. All right, let's keep going.
But first, why do we need more data centers? Well, there's both a carrot and a stick. As many of the speakers have mentioned, the carrot is the promise of AI. So that's things like new treatments for cancer, self-driving cars, a super intelligent companion in everybody's pocket. In order to realize the promise of AI, we will need many more new data centers and many more new energy projects to power them. So that's the carrot. But there is also a stick, which people don't like to talk about as frequently. And that is the very real risk in being left behind by competitor nations. This comes with very, very real national security implications for the US.
I was not expecting that.
The politics of space. I was just thinking, what's he going to say? What's he going to say? What's he going to say? What's the stick? What's the stick?
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting him to bring that up. So yeah, I like that. We've been speaking a lot about the politics of space. And of course, he's right.
So we know we need more data centers. But why not just carry on building them on Earth as we have been? Well, some forecasts suggest that over the next just 3 years alone, we will need an additional 50 to 100 gigawatts or 50 to 100 new nuclear power stations in just the US alone.
Okay, sorry, I got to do a Back to the Future reference. 1.21 gigawatts. Yeah, all right. So, yeah, that's an ass load of power. Moving along.
Is that the technical term? Okay.
It is, yep.
To meet the coming demand for AI. Permitting and other constraints mean that this is not possible. And this is basically leading to a dramatic rise in energy prices. And we also are sucking up rivers and reservoirs to keep these data centers cool. A few weeks ago, I was invited down to Tucson, Arizona, to meet with community leaders there. Tucson recently became the first city in the US to unanimously vote to reject a new data center proposal, a gigawatt scale data center proposal in their community, primarily due to concerns about energy and water usage. I spoke with many members of the community. They had been shocked to find out that this new data center proposal would have put a strain on energy and water in the community that would have been a detriment for generations to come.
All right, so pause.
Good on Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah, for sure. We'll go just to call back to Empire of AI, Karen Howe. We talked about, there was a whole chapter, I think, dedicated to the effects of these massive hyperscale data centers in these communities related to water, related to power grids and all of that stuff. So that's a real thing. That's a real thing that's happening, yeah, and a solve that needs to happen. But on the flip side, my mind is starting to think about, okay, so yeah, that's definitely something. But then you also think about the impact and cost of launching things off the Earth, and you know the effects of that as well.
Build them in space. Build them on the moon. You don't need to launch them. You build them up there, don't you? You get the humanoid self-replicating robots to make the data
all we
centers.
need is 12 metric tons. 12 metric tons. All right, onward.
And it's not just Tucson. This is happening in towns and cities across the US and across the world.
Do you think...
Now, if you've ever seen a data center...
Pause. So, is there also a creeping backlash against AI in general? I mean, is there more? I don't know what happened in Tucson, Arizona, but are the people starting to rise up and say no to AI and no to data centers, or is it just the environmental impact?
This specific thing is more data center focused rather than AI focused. I mean, I think both are high impact news pieces, right? But I think I don't think it's getting as granular as, data centers specific to AI that are the challenge. I think it's data centers in general.
Yep.
You will know that they are massive. So it can be pretty difficult to imagine what this kind of data center could look like in space. And so I would like to show you a short 15-second clip of what a huge 5 gigawatt data center in space might look like.
Ooh, cool.
So here you see a Starship-sized spacecraft, and I'll talk about this later, with a 100-ton module of chips connecting to a 5 gigawatt cluster with a 4-kilometer solar panel with a 1-kilometer radiator. And don't worry, this won't block out the sun or anything.
So jokes, but it's a big bit of kit.
Yeah, that's a good scale there. And like, where would this sit to? He might be getting to this, but like, we're talking about in our book club, Space to Grow, we're talking about orbital debris, and we're talking about lower Earth orbit, geostationary orbit. We're talking about the graveyard orbit that's above geo. Like, it's interesting to think about like where all this stuff lands in the context. But good to know the sun gets through it.
I do know this looks a little bit wacky, by the way. When we first released this video a year and a half ago as part of our Y Combinator launch, we got roundly pilloried from all corners.
Not from us.
No, not from us. We're proponents. And hey, dude, really cool game-changing ideas are going to get their asses kicked in the beginning, man. Yeah. Like, you know, we always talk about the calcified systems want to perpetuate themselves, and you know, the idea that, you know, something like this is going to get poo-pooed on by people building stuff the normal way. Dude, hang in there, Philip. You're kicking ass, man.
It's always a zero-sum game for so many people, isn't it? It's this or that. You can't have this because this, and you can't have that because this is bad. And it's not like that. It shouldn't be like that.
Agreed. Let's rewrite the book. Moving on.
A few of the more polite X comments that we got a year and a half ago. This got to be the dumbest shit.
He just swore on Ted.
Oh my gosh, I gotta pause this right here, and let's like we can maybe just look through these together. This is amazing, and yeah, he just said shit on the TED stage. That's amazing.
I wonder if he's the first. This is ridiculously expensive and won't work due to connectivity issues, cooling issues, energy, and mass. Okay, that's quite an educated troll,
ish,
even if it's wrong.
Ish. So things move faster in a vacuum, right? So like the connectivity one is bullshit right there, because you know the stuff can get back to Earth quicker than it goes through fiber optic cable. So right off the bat, you know, the connectivity piece, the cooling issue is real. The cooling issue is difficult. It's a tough challenge to solve. The energy, you got the sun right there, right? And if we're figuring out, you know, solar arrays in space, right? Let's see what else.
Yes, another space scam. So we see this in microcosm on our feeds all the time. People just saying it's a scam. This sucks. What a waste of money. Aha, what a horrible idea. Where will the heat go? Stupidity on megawatt scale. I quite like that. Stupidity on megawatt scale.
That they should put that as their tagline on their website, you know, just for a week and just see what happens. Like, it's so easy to shit on new ideas, man. And it's so easy to be a detractor, and you know, the trolls come together setting piles of money on fire in a parking lot. We're doing that already. Hey, author of that comment, we are doing that already with terrestrial data centers, like for real. Should we move on? Should we let him unpack this? All right, he probably does a better job than us.
This got to be the dumbest shit I ever seen or heard. Fair enough. Each has their own opinion. I thought you nerds were supposed to be good at science. And just to be clear, I literally first got this message when I was inside a particle accelerator testing chips. Good luck trying to run an H100 in space. And to be honest, this is actually very generous. I really appreciate the good wishes. And my personal favorite, this will never get off the ground in a very literal sense.
Yeah,
dad joke reprised in the trolling comments.
It's true that revolutionary ideas often sound stupid at first, but sadly, it also happens to be true that.
Yeah, there you go. We just talked about that.
I said
100%.
That most terrible ideas also often sound stupid at first. So how can you be certain of which camp you're in and be sure that you're not in the second camp? Well, it's important to reason from first principles, but it is, I mean, to be very honest, in order to know which camp you're in, most oftentimes it is going to involve taking some risk. If you don't take some risk, you're likely not doing anything consequential. So for us, to know definitively if we can run an H100 in space, the best way to do that is to build a spacecraft and launch it to space. And that's exactly what we're doing with our first spacecraft launching.
Hell yeah, dude. Like that's like, all right, yeah, because a lot of folks talk about doing really big things. Oh, we could do this and we could do that, and they're great storytellers and they're great fundraisers. Yeah, so he's building some stuff, and it's already up in space as we're
It's
sitting
up
right
there.
now.
There's an
It's up there.
H100 up in space, isn't it? They put it on the back of a Falcon 9. It's up there.
Good on you, man. Yeah.
Next week. So given how controversial and audacious this idea seems to be, I thought I would share a little bit of context about how this idea came about, and then share some of the pros and some of the cons. A few years ago, I quite randomly, on a weekend, decided to take a trip down to Starbase, Texas, where SpaceX is building their new Starship rocket. This wasn't a work trip or anything. I'm just a huge space nerd, and this is my idea of a fun weekend. The first stop on the trip is to what they call the Rocket Garden, and it was the first time I had seen the massive new Starship launch vehicle that SpaceX is building. This was impressive, but to be honest, what really impressed me, besides the Texas barbecue, which is amazing, what impressed me was that across the road from where I'm standing, behind the camera in this image, they are building, or they were building then, by far the largest factory I have ever seen. They're building these 2 Starship gigafactories that are essentially, pretty similar to Tesla production lines in that they're designed such that within 2 years, they will be rolling 1 Starship per day off that production line. This is interesting.
Hey, whoa, bro.
What we spoke to Philip Metzger last week, didn't he? What was he saying? That the plan is to have one launching every 2 minutes, or that would be how many you'd need to launch to keep up with the scale that they're predicting?
I keep telling my kids this is going to be like new airport. The amount of flights that come out of Hartsfield Jackson Airport or Heathrow or whatever, like per day, this is going to be a very similar context.
Yeah, I like that.
Because while the launch cost with reusability might come down by 50 to 100 times, the launch capacity, i.e. how many tons per year you can get to space, might go up by 1,000 times or more. And how is that possible? It's because Starship is the first ever fully reusable rocket. So, for example, with the current launch vehicle Falcon 9, if you build a new one every day for a year, at the end of the year, you still only have 1 Falcon 9 upper stage because it's dispendable. Whereas with Starship, if you build a new one every day for a year, at the end of the year, you have 365 Starships because they're reusable. And it's not just SpaceX. There's new rockets coming from Blue Origin, Stoke Space, Relativity Space, and Rocket Lab. Even if you have a pretty healthy dose of skepticism on their forecasts, the coming capacity is just mind-blowing and will be the real game changer. So this coming capacity reminded me, or got me thinking about the concepts from sci-fi that I remember reading about as a kid or as a teenager under the torchlight at night. In the 1940s, Isaac Asimov first wrote about the idea of space-based solar, which is where you have a huge solar panel in space.
Dun, 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 dun. I'm holding up the high.
Do you think? Okay, I'll make you a bet now. Is he going to say Gerald O'Neill or the High Frontier in the next 2 minutes? Yes or no?
No. He led with Asimov. He's going to stay there.
Okay.
Let's see, friends and neighbors.
And then you somehow beam that power down. The problem with space-based solar, though, has always been that you lose most of the energy in transmission from space to Earth. But with low-cost launch, we now have the ability to move things like data centers to space close to the energy source, to consume the energy there and just beam down the results so we don't lose the energy in transmission. And we need 6 times less solar cells, since 1 square meter of solar panel in space produces 6 times the energy of 1 square meter of solar panel on Earth. But there's a few additional costs in space. So I mentioned we're going to need 6 times less solar, but there's one big cost, which is we need the launch cost. The launch is to get the chips, solar panels, and radiators to space. But now you can see very clearly that there is clearly a break-even point where the launch cost is below the cost of permitted land, batteries, and 6 times the solar. And we see that launch cost to be around $500 a kilo, as I mentioned, which is well within range of the Starship launch price. I'll finish with this. Earlier, I mentioned the competition between nations for AI. And
real quick, let's pause there. So that'd be a cool equilibrium to kind of track, Mark, as a metric. When launch costs hit 500, that means we're at break even on what's happening terrestrially from a solar power perspective. I think that's the important differentiator, right?
Yeah, and also his projected cost there, we've heard a lot lower than that. In Space to Grow, we've read a lot lower than that. I mean, it's already down to 14, 15, 1600 a kilo. If I would expect it to be lower than that, maybe 200-300 a kilo, in my expert opinion.
There you go.
He's just hedging his bets. I think it's good.
Let's see where he lands. He lands this reusable rocket.
We've seen rising tensions with the first hot war in Europe in generations. At its root, the biggest driver of large-scale war is competition for resources. And over the coming century, the biggest competition between nations will be for energy and water for data centers. Some of you might know that in 1945, the United Nations Charter was first signed in this very room, on this very stage where I'm standing right now.
Huh.
Did not know that.
Didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Look at the curtains in this image and the chandeliers. They are the same curtains that you will see. It happened in this room.
That is freaking rad, dude. And timely, and yeah, wow.
Full circle, things coming full circle. Yeah.
Look at all the lady hats in this image. So many lady hats.
We were better dressed back then, weren't they?
We gave more of a shit. Like just when
look at us, look at us, what we doing, Jeremy? Look at us. We've never get invited there.
We're both in hoodies. I'm literally wearing shorts and socks right now. Like, remember when you used to go to the airport? You used to feel like you needed to dress up because it was like a big thing.
We might take it for granted right now, but the United Nations has helped keep us safe since the Second World War until now. And as the grandchild of two British World War II veterans, the words of the Charter, the promise of their generation to ours, still move me every time I think of them. We, the people of the United Nations, determined to save succeeding generations from the scourge of war, which twice in our lifetime has wrought untold sorrow to mankind. The most effective way that we can save our own children and grandchildren from the scourge of war will be to stop competing over the fundamentally finite resources of Earth and to start utilizing the near limitless energy of our solar system and eventually of our galaxy. In a week's time, I'll be watching the first AI data center launch to space. In 10 years' time, most new data centers will be being built in space for the energy. And who knows, maybe in 50 years' time, if I keep wearing my lucky underpants.
Nice callback.
We may have started work on a Dyson sphere to help harness the full power of our sun. Thank you.
Philip, dude, that was, I loved it. Quick little tie-in there at the very end. So in 10 years' time, he's predicting most data centers will be in space. In 50 years' time, we've got the Dyson sphere happening.
Yeah.
Couple of mic drop predictions. What'd you think about the UN tie-in at the very end?
I think that the geopolitics of all of this, the more we learn at thinking on paper, the more people we speak to, it will all come to a head, as things usually do, over human nature and human politics.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Philip's right. So if we can get the energy right before the real politics comes to a head, then that's perhaps the way to do it. Yeah.
Well, this was fun. I think we do more reaction videos. Tell us what you think about this, guys. And Ted, hopefully you don't send us a cease and desist because we're just looking to elevate your content that was so brilliantly executed. Mark, final thoughts?
Yeah, that was Philip Johnston speaking on the TED stage about data centers in space and Starcloud and their Nvidia H100, which is now up there doing GPU things in space. That was our first reaction video. There will be more. I like it. I felt like I was learning something then. It was nice to watch that first time live with you. So we'll be doing more of these. In the meantime, thinkingonpaper.xyz, like and subscribe. Share this with a curious friend. Share this with a naysayer. Share this with somebody who says, stop building stuff in space. Stop talking about building stuff in space. We've got problems here on Earth. Share them this. Tell them to come think on paper. And until next week, when we're back down the quantum rabbit hole, and we have Gru, we're talking about hotels on the moon. We'll stay. No, until next week, be disruptive, stay curious.
Keep thinking on paper.